Okay, we had 4 entries in the chicken category. I judged all 4 the same in appearance. I gave them an 8. The reason I did was I felt like there was a little more sauce on them than a true barbecue. Maybe I'm being a perfectionist, but on taste, they were very good. Number 1 I felt was a little overcooked, so I downgraded 1 point on that. But overall, it was 4 good submissions.
Okay. Overall, it was very good interest on the chicken today. Number 1 actually had a very good texture, I thought. In mine, number 2 was a little bland, even though it had a little bit too much sauce on it too. The 3rd entry, the chicken breast portion was actually very tender and not dry, which is unusual. And the 4th entry was overall had a good flavor to it also.
I also think we had 4 good entries today. The first entry was interesting because they submitted chicken wings as well as thighs, and we got to try some of each of those. I thought that was good. The second entry, I had a little bit of trouble with the texture on that. It was kind of a little bit on the stringy side, and so maybe it was cooked a little bit too hot on one side and affected the quality of the meat. The 3rd entry, we had chicken breast, and some was sliced and some was on the bone. I thought that was good, and I liked the 4th entry as well.
I thought that all of the chicken entries were very good. I marked down 1, which was a combination chicken wings and the thigh, just a little bit because I found that meat was a bit drier. Number 2 was very, very juicy, but the sauce, I'd say, was a little bit too dominant. The 3rd one with the white meat chicken breast was just had a tendency to be on the dry side a little bit, but it had good flavor. And then number 4 was good as well, a little on the dry side, and I think that could have used some more flavor as well. But generally, all very good.
Overall, we got 4 good pieces of chicken here. The first one, for all of them, they didn't really have a bite through skin per se. I'd say the 3rd entry there, come with the breast thing, like the last judge was talking about. I felt like it was just a tad undercooked. It was kind of just mushy. I think the 2nd and the 4th entry was the best of the 2, with the number 2 being, I'm thinking that would be the best. Thank you.
The first entry had good flavor, a little overcooked. Second one had really good flavor. 3rd one was kind of dry, not much flavor. 4th one was kind of nondescript. So was the 5th one. 6th one probably had the best flavor to me and was on the tenderness scale, bit clean, was perfect.
Overall, I thought the ribs were decent. The 2nd and 6th entry were by far the best. The 2nd and 6th entry had a really rich flavor and a really meaty rib, but they were very tender, textbook tender. The 3rd one was not a lot of meat on it, and the underside was actually had a little char flavor going on, which detracted from it. The 5th rib was good. It was meaty. Just didn't have a full flavor once you got past the sauce and into the rib. And so overall, they were a pretty decent set of entries. So
all the entries looked real good in the box. The number 2 was just it was kind of on the light color, detracted a little bit, but all of them looked extremely good and delicious and wet. First entry was just a little overcooked. It was just kind of a little mushy. Good tomato taste to it. Second one was really a little smoky. 3rd one was pretty good. It was slightly sweet, a little overcooked. There was only just a couple that were cooked well. The 3rd one was a little overcooked, and it looked kind of dry, but it wasn't bad. It tasted good. The 5th entry had a nice smoky look and smell, and had probably just a hint of too much pepper.
And number 6 overall was probably the best one. Had a good smoky flavor, nice glaze, nice color, but just a tad overcooked.
Hi. Overall, I think the ribs were pretty good. There was a couple, and I believe it was number 3 and number 6 that were a little bit overcooked. There was a couple that had a little too much sauce for my liking anyway. But they overall were pretty decent ribs.
I found rib number 1 to be the better of the 6 samples that I had this afternoon. It was a sweet taste, which I'm not that accustomed to, but I found it very, very pleasant. I found it very tender, and really enjoyed it. That was my number 1 pick. The number 2 pick, as far as tenderness goes, it had a nice bite to it. I got my teeth mark into it, and none of the other meat fell off along with it. But I just wasn't that satisfied with the taste. Similarly with the 3rd entry, it's good tenderness, but just wasn't satisfied with the taste. The second favorite I had was the very last one, number 6 entry, and I liked the taste, tenderness, and I really judged the appearance of that. That was probably my second best. The 5th one, it's pretty good. It was a little sweet to me, and the 4th one just had a little bit too much pepper on it for tasting other ribs following. I had to drink a little bit of water after that. But all in all, I think we had maybe a contest winner here.
Well, the first one on the top left there, I thought looked pretty good. I thought it tasted pretty good, and it was very tender. And the next one over to the right, I thought was not very appealing in appearance, and I thought it was pretty tough. And the next one over was, that one was overcooked. It just kind of fell apart, sort of like pot roast. And the one on the bottom left was very, very good, but it was a little lacking in taste. The one in the center, I would have to say about the same. The one on the far right on the bottom was really yummy. Thought that was very good. Taste and tenderness and the appearance was all quite good.
Number 1 was a little dry, had good flavor to it. Number 2 was kind of stewy tasting to me, kind of overcooked. Number 3 was good in flavor, but lacked a little in being overcooked, mushy. Number 4 was tasty. I thought it could be cooked a little bit more. Number 5 was a little too harsh a flavor. As far as tenderness went, I thought it was okay. And the last one was delicious. It was had good flavor and was tender, and the meat just had a good meaty flavor to it.
All right, I thought the first one was pretty darn good. Might have been a little oversized. The second one was cut the wrong way and had bad presentation. Taste wasn't all that great. Third one was kind of bland, but it was an excellent piece of meat. Fourth one was way overcooked. The 5th one was pretty good. I liked it, but it didn't have as much flavor as I would have liked. And the 6th one was really good. It wasn't oversized. I really enjoyed it.